For this demonstration, we are going to configure OSPF on R2. So our focus is on R2 right here. We'll have to configure this interface, and this interface, and their respective areas. In addition to that, I also want to do some summarization here. So the first thing we're going to need to do on R2 is configure the routing process. So we'll type in configure terminal, we'll type in router OSPF, and we'll give it a process ID of 1. So whatever process ID you are told to use, that's what you are going to want to use when it comes to documentation. So in this case, we'll just use OSPF 1. Now also, I want to configure a router ID. And in this case, the router ID must be the IP address of the loopback 1 interface. Now, this is where we have to be very careful, because if I type in do show IP protocols right now, we'll see here that OSPF is running and the router ID is 10.2.2.2. And if we type in do show IP interface brief, we'll see here that 10.2.2.2 belongs to loopback 2, not loopback 1. So I want the router ID to be equivalent to the IP address of loopback 1. So I want it to be 10.1.1.1. So how do I make that happen? I am going to have to manually configure it in this case. Why? Because loopback 2 has a higher IP address. That is why that one is being used right now. So what we'll do in this case is we'll manually set it to router ID 10.1.1.1. You might be saying, well, why do I have to do this? Because the instructions say so. That's the point of this, right? So if 10.1.1.1 was automatically being used because it was the highest IP address amongst the loopback interfaces, then you wouldn't have to manually configure it. I still would, but you wouldn't have to. Right? But in this case, notice how it's loopback 2 with the higher IP address, so we need to manually set the router ID to get it to 10.1.1.1, which is what the instructions want me to do. All right, so now that I've done that, do show IP protocols. And we'll see here that the IP address for the router ID is now 10.1.1.1. All right, perfect. Now, what I want to do is I want to enable OSPF on these two interfaces. So we'll go to interface gigabit Ethernet 0/0. I do not want to use the network command in this case. So it's IP OSPF 1. And 1 being the process ID. And then what area? Area 0 based on the documentation. Right, now we'll go to interface gigabit Ethernet 0/1. We'll do the same thing there. But now this is where you have to be careful, because this is a completely different area. This is area 45. So we'll go to interface fast Ethernet 0/1/0, but we'll have to type in IP OSPF 1 area 45. Be very, 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 very careful with that, folks. All right. So we should see a neighborship form here, and we do, with branch A router, and we had our other two neighborships form. So everything's really great right now. We've had our neighborships form, and we've changed our router ID. We've set up our process. The last thing I want to cover here is summarization. So for this particular scenario, I want to summarize all the different networks that are here into area 0. So in R2 right now, if I type in do show IP route, what we're going to see is there's a lot of networks. This part of our network is the 1045 area. So you can see the 1045, 1045, 1045, 1045, all these different 1045 networks. We can also confirm this by typing do show IP OSPF database, because what we'll see is that all those 1045s are in what? Are in area 45. So here's the area 0 database. And here's the area 45 database. So there's a type 1 LSAs and there's the type 3 LSAs. So these are what? These are the type 3 LSAs that are going into area 45 from area 0. And if we go up to area 0, we'll see that all the 1045s would be in area 45 going into area 0. Why? Because they're type 3 LSAs, right? Type 3s into. Okay, so they're type 1s over here, but then we got to create type 3s on R2 and bring them in area 0. So these are the ones that we want to summarize as they're going in to area 0. So how would I do that? I would use the area range command. So type in area and then range, area 45 range. So it's the area you are coming from. Got to go to router OSPF configuration mode, area 45 range. So the networks are here. So we specify that area number. And what we want to do is we want to summarize them in that way. So what is the summary going to be? In this case, let's use a /16. So we'll type in 10.45.0.0, and then a /16 would be 255.255.0.0. Right? So whatever the summary address has to be, that's what you will want to type in. And then I can hit enter. And if we revisit, do show IP OSPF database, we'll now see that for the type 3s, they're still there right now, but notice there's this new one that's only 6 seconds old. Whereas these ones are now aging out. If we scroll back up, we'll see that originally they had an age of 52, 57. But if we go down here, you'll see now they've been artificially, or not artificially, but on purposely increased. Right? So that gets us to an age out. So they'll age out here relatively soon. And this one will continue to stay in the table. So let's take a peek at that again. And you'll see they are now gone. So a great way to confirm that your summary was successful. Right? What summary is now in there? This one, 10.45.00/16. That's what's being injected into area 0. And then all the other ones have been removed from being injected in the area 0. They still exist in area 45, right? It's just they're not being sent as individual networks. They're being summarized in. All right, so a lot of little good things there, folks. What do? We set up the process, set up the router ID. We configured the right interfaces in the right area. And then we did summarization from area 45 into area 0.